Good evening, everyone. My name is Darrell Davis, and I'm here to give an inspirational speech. I want to start this speech off by saying anything is possible if you believe. Have the faith to believe in anything is possible. Maybe about 14 months ago, just a little bit over a year, one of my friends had taken ill, and come to find out he was actually in the middle of a speech. And during that speech, he started to fumble over his words. And I've traveled with this man for over 12 years. And so I've never seen that happen. So I knew that there was immediately something was wrong. So I kind of signaled him to kind of wrap the speech up. And so we traveled back home. And when we got back home, I said, I think we need to go have you checked out just to be safe, rather be safe than sorry. And he was like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And just a couple of months before that, I was noticing his speech was slurring. And I tried to get him to go then to get himself checked out. And unfortunately, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So finally, when we got back home, that was the last straw for me. I said, no, I'm taking you to the emergency room, only to get to the emergency room. And they run him through all these tests. And him coming out of the test that evening, maybe like 5 hours after we had been there, the doctor clearly came in and said to me, "Whoever brought him here, we are so glad that you did, because he probably would not have woken up the next morning if he had fallen asleep at home." So I was so grateful at that moment that I had taken him, and in doing so, we come to find out that he had started to grow lesions on the brain, and that was what was causing the stuttering and the memory loss. And so immediately they put him right into Mass General. He stayed in Mass General for 3 months, and in the process of that happening, those lesions had started to grow, which had started to cause a bacteria in behind his, I think it was the left eye, which at that point I'm at work and they call me and say, you need to come because they're about to take his eye out. I immediately broke down. Now let me also put in this speech that I believe in God. I'm not sure what you might believe in, your particular higher power, but I believe in God, and I believe that God has the faith. I have enough faith to believe that God is a healer. And so in the process, once I reached the hospital, got to the hospital, and they were rolling um, him by me. And he's my buddy. Like I said, we've been friends for years, in the church together for years. And I just reached out to him and I said, you know what? God has not brought you this far to let you still continue to go around the country and minister to people and talk to people and encourage people, and your eye get taken out. I said, I'm going to believe with you to the last second. They took him into the emergency room to take the eye out. Into surgery to take the eye out. Upon them getting ready to take the eye out, this doctor shows up, whom was not even his doctor, and said, I think we need to do one more test before we do this. He ended up taking the board and covering his eye and said, can you read this? And he read it. Now, the eye that was supposed to be the bad eye, he said, I'm going to do that one last. So he did that, and immediately he started reading the line. And he said, why are we taking this guy's eye out? And the doctor that said we need to take the eye out said, because it was so bad, he couldn't see anything out of it. In that moment, he began to see out of that eye again. So I believe that the prayers of what we believe came to pass, and that God came through for him. Not only that, he had gotten to the point after that to where the doctor said to his son, if your father passes through the night, what shall we do with him? And his son broke down. And I said, just give us 24 hours to go in his room and just pray with him. After praying with him, the next morning they came and ran vital signs. Everything started to climb. He had declined so low that he was down to 109 pounds. To this day, he is up. He has both of his eyes. He has all of his weight back. He's back to like 175 pounds. He is back fully functioning. And so my speech today to tell you is to only believe. Whatever you believe in, whatever your higher power is, it's not over until it's over. And for me, I know that God can do the impossible. And because of that, this day, my friend is still alive, well, back traveling across the country giving speeches. So I want to say to you today, only believe. Have faith enough to believe. And whatever you believe in, Let it be something that's real to you and powerful to you. Because I know that like I said, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, and He came through and showed me just what He could do, because my faith believed that He could, and He told us to only have faith the size of a mustard seed, and it shall be done. So thank you for watching. I hope that this has encouraged somebody to believe and have faith to the end, no matter what it looks like. All things are possible.